So, you think you've got better music knowledge than the people on Billified? Well, Friday night, August 7th, come prove it. We're taking our live Theme That Tune game to the Fairport VFW, 300 Macedon Center Road in Fairport. And you're invited to come play along.
It is Letters to Cleo.
Look at my man over there.
And this could be used as a movie one, too.
It could.
10 Things I Hate About You.
Here's how it'll work. We'll play 3 rounds. You get 5 points if you have the name of the artist, 5 more points for the correct title of the song, and 10 points if you also get the year.
What year do we have?
I guess-
1997?
Oh, I guess 2013.
I said 2012.
It's 1999.
3 rounds. And here's the payoff. The winner of each round walks away with a pair of 3-day general admission plus passes to the Hoochie Festival, August 14th through the 16th, right here in Fairport. These aren't regular GA tickets. This is GA Plus, with access to the World of Whiskey experience with 20 complimentary tastings. The GA Plus Stage View Lounge, upgraded restrooms, prime views of the main stage. That's over $400 worth of tickets each round, and you can win them just by knowing your music. If you win, you head to Hoochie and you catch great bands like My Morning Jacket, Guster, Modest Mouse, and a whole lot more. So grab your friends, test your music knowledge, and find out if you're actually smarter than the loudmouths right here on Billified. Friday, August 7th, Fairport VFW, 300 Macedon Center Road. We'll see you there. Bring your ears and maybe your ego. When it comes to home improvement, you've got choices. Let's say there's a hole in the bedroom wall, and somehow nobody in the house knows how it got there. You could fix it. I mean, there's always YouTube, right? But 3 hours later, it's going to look like a patch job. Not even a good patch job. And how about that leak under the kitchen sink? Yeah, you said you'd get to it, and that was, 2.5, 3 months ago? If we're being honest, we all have that list. The one where deep down, you're not totally sure you've got the skills to pull it off. If it's my list, I'm calling Mac of all trades. Holes in the wall? Handled. Leaky sinks? Done. Full kitchen remodel? Yeah, they got that too. And hey, warmer weather's coming. How's that deck looking? Need it extended? Rebuilt? Outdoor patio? Don't be a deckhead. Call Mac of all trades, 585-202-9218. That's 585-202-9218. And you can see all they do online at macofalltrades.net. They'll handle it, so you don't have to.
When your old career gives you lemons, throw in some ice, mix in some vodka, and call it a podcast. From the Mac of All Trades studio in Fairport, and driven by Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, it's Billified, the Bill Moran Podcast.
Welcome. Thanks for getting your pot on. Thank you for telling a friend. That's how we spread the word about the pirate ship. I think some people, not necessarily listener-wise, but I think some people maybe involved with the podcast are going to be a little bit jealous today because it's just Laura.
Why would people be jealous?
Well, things have been busy for me, and I've got a lot of school stuff, and I didn't reach out to certain people to say...
Okay.
I
was supposed to bring a guest.
Yes, but that's okay.
And they're a little hungover.
Yeah.
So
I didn't want to.
She'll come on another time.
Yeah, that'll be fantastic. That would be a lot of fun. Laura reminded me of Friday, August 7th, we were at the VFW doing Theme That Tune live for your chance to win passes, but they're GA Plus passes for Hoochie. So these will include like the World of Whiskey. You get everything you get with GA, which is like the Land of Lager and all that, but then you also get access to the World of Whiskey, which I think is 20 free whiskey tastings. Yeah, private bathrooms, side view stage, lounge, all kinds of really cool stuff. And the passes we're giving you are for all 3 days.
Yeah.
So they're not just, and I think honestly, if you were going to buy a pair, it's over $400.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but there's more than one set of passes that we are
Yeah, we
giving
were going to
away.
do a set each round, and we're going to do 3 rounds.
So there are multiple chances to win.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we should do like a warm-up round to kind of show people how the game works. Like maybe we just do 4 songs instead of 8.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Sign up
And
by
we
7.
can walk around and help people that first round.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, because actually playing it doesn't take long. It's not like we're saying this is a 3-hour-long commitment.
No.
thing.
So what I'm thinking, though, is we'd have to tally up all the scores.
Yes.
And that could take some time in between the rounds, right?
That's why
I don't know if
depending on how many tables we have, it's like the pod squad has to break up going around and, making sure everyone's being honest.
Yeah, that's a great idea. But I think, so I'm wondering this, and you tell me, and it would be a little more, well, I'll just say it. I don't want to say what the motivation is. Each round, we don't say who the winner is until all the rounds are done. Now, the only problem with that is if someone's really good, they could win twice.
Well, then we would have to
go to
the
the next score.
So is it like, do we have people fill in and then they turn them in?
Yeah.
And then we're in the back.
Yep.
We'll go through it. Mm-hmm. And we'll give them the answers, but we actually have their sheets. I like that.
Yeah.
And then we'll be like, we will announce the winner at the end. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
So that way we collect all the sheets. New sheets come out.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I think I have to make some sheets.
yeah. That's sort of like how BTB, when they were doing the music bingo, you would get like a different sheet per round and you would turn them in. And they would let you know who won that round. So, yeah, I think that's a good way to do it.
I think it's a great way to do it, too, now that we're talking about it live. maybe there should be meetings and things. Here was the thing, like when I was in radio, I fucking hated meetings. Yeah. And there were times I would get up after a meeting, and on the way out, I would turn back, and it could be the boss, and I would go, this could have been an email.
Yeah, of course.
And they would get so mad at me. And then when I went to another company, they had hired a guy to come in, and I figured they hired him because he came across sort of weak. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And he was super sensitive, and he always was uncomfortable around me, and that was the worst thing for me to know.
Yeah.
So then I remember once getting up in his office, and we're having this meeting, and then he starts to bring something up, but he brings it up in such a mousy way that I stood up and just go, and I yelled really loud, put on your big boy pants and figure it the fuck out. And I walked out and slammed the door.
That docile personality is so...
Isn't it?
Pathetic.
In a way. There is. And I'm not even saying like male, female, but there is a bit, especially with a guy, that I don't care what you identify as, but just having a presence.
Yeah.
And especially if you're in a leadership role, right? A presence. And the weird part was that guy's office was right next to the general manager's office. And there was like a little alcove, and then the operations manager office was over here. If that happened and I'm the GM, I'm out. I want to know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
Okay. They got up and closed their doors. They got up and closed their doors. They got up and closed their fucking doors. I was like, oh my God. And it was. I just wanted to see what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, I was waiting. I was ready. I was ready to get told, don't ever do that.
Yeah.
There's better ways to resolve things. Let's have a discussion. Oh, they got up and closed their doors. And I went, this is absolutely wild.
That's really fun.
And I'm the worst person to have that go. A lot of things I want to discuss with you. And I was debating whether or not to bring this up. This is probably something that I don't think I know is discussed in the world, but I don't know that it is ever really, I've never really had discussion about it. And I think right now, in current day, it's kind of in the headlines and things. And that is the Lindsay Clancy story. Do you know who Lindsay Clancy is?
The woman who drowned her kids?
Yeah, she killed her kids and then tried to jump out the window after slitting her wrist, and she died. And I've done some digging on this, and it came up in a class. That's why. And I was really surprised at I mean, this is like the most fucked up story ever. It's tragic. It's horrible. But it's someone who's suffering and tried to get help, and the system failed. Mm-hmm. I just have to say the system fucking failed. And I think that postpartum depression is something that I don't know you would, right? It's not something I would necessarily deal with. And I think there are some things where they go, well, a man can get to, probably, but I think it's just called depression or stress or concern because, you know, you put this weight on your shoulders. But what is told to women, because I think there is an expectation, like after your baby's born, you're supposed to be excited and happy, and you got this newborn baby, and you can go on like YouTube and and find videos where women are bawling and going, for the first 2 months, I couldn't hold my child. And what am I going to tell her when she asks? And I'm thinking, you don't. Yeah. You don't say fucking shit. But they're like, what do I tell them? And I don't know what that's like for a woman.
I had two completely different experiences. We all know I love being sporadic, go travel, go and do all these things. So when I was pregnant with Lucas, my first, I was sort of worried about that transition. Like, am I going to feel like this baby weighs me down? And I was so in love with him. Like, I was so glad. I felt like I could have given up everything for him. I got pregnant very shortly on. Lucas was only a year when I got pregnant with Camden. I had an extremely rough pregnancy. I was hospitalized 3 times.
Oh my God.
I didn't feel connected to this baby. And when I had him, he was very needy. My dad called him the titmouse. He nursed nonstop. He wouldn't let me, I had to be holding him. I didn't have like the postpartum depression where I wasn't connected to him, but I was fantasizing about drowning myself. And I kept saying, I called my OB and I was like, I keep just having that, you know, in the Big Lebowski when they're like tripping and there's that montage, that was the feeling that I had. So they put me on an anti-anxiety med. And I was sort of like on the brink where they weren't calling it postpartum because I never had any bad feelings towards Camden. It was just myself. It was a huge struggle to go from 1 to 2 for me. 5 years ago, my neighbors were over. We used to we hang out on Sundays a lot. Lucas, all of a sudden, we hear a scream. He had fallen and broken his arm. Ooh. So I was still with my ex. We go to take Lucas to emergency room. Like, his hand was dangling. We knew it was broken. And my neighbor texted me because they stayed with Camden. And they're like, so Cam and his son Asher were running around in the backyard. And I looked out. And Camden had said he was playing dog. And he had pulled down his sweatpants and took a shit in the yard.
Wait. He broke his arm playing at somebody else's house?
No.
Okay.
We were at my house.
Okay.
And the kids were swimming. The neighbors and Ethan and I were having dinner. And Lucas broke his arm. Okay. So our neighbor stayed with their son Asher and Camden.
And Camden.
Well, we were at the emergency room. Yeah. And then they called us to tell us that Camden said he was playing dog outside, pulled down his pants,
and took
a shit in the yard, but crapped all over his pants. And they were like, we just threw out his clothes.
This is hysterical. It's reminding me of so many things. A guy who I was sort of friendly with, and a really, really funny comedian, Robert Schimmel. And Robert passed away of, I think, throat cancer or something. But he was like a stereo salesman in Arizona or something, and he went out to L.A. and did like an open mic thing, and then I'm telling you, he was one of the fastest rising, hilarious. He was so funny, and he had this bit where he's like, there's all girls in my house, and if I can't use the bathroom, he's like, there's always the litter box, but I'm always afraid somebody's going to come over. What kind of pet you got, a mountain lion? And I was like, that's so funny. But when I was a kid, that's how my game Bombs Away started.
Oh.
I had to take a shit. And how old was Camden?
So Lucas was 6. Cam had to be 4.
Oh, 4. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, I was like 8 or 9. I was 8 or 9, and I go, I'm a bird. And I climbed to the top to a really high tree branch and hung my ass out and took a dump. And then when I saw that it landed on things, so then there was another time I'm out there and I tried to climb the tree because I had to go again. And I go, let's see if I can hit the anthill. There was like this giant anthill. And then it became like targets. So then we would draw targets. And then from there, it just grew. And it became this thing. And then then it stopped, right, for a while. But then I get to high school, and I'm, like, overcompensating for a bunch of stuff. So I would climb to the top of the stall and try to poop down into the bowl. But
Did Kevin ever do it, too?
My brother?
Yeah.
No, my brother was 8 years younger than me. I don't think he ever knew I did it.
Okay.
I never talked about it. It wasn't like, hey, guess what I did today at school? Hey, I got an A on my science experiment that I did in 6th grade. What did you do in 11th grade? Oh, I took a shit from the top of the stall, and everybody cheered. You know what I mean? It just wasn't happening. It just wasn't the conversation. And my brother was 8 years younger than I am.
What is it with boys and poop? Like, the kids have clogged the toilet before, and Lucas is like, yeah.
I talked about on a podcast earlier this week that when I was in college, my senior year, I was in a dorm we had our own private bathroom in our room, and I would take a massive Jenny Light shit the next day, and I would keep the door to the bathroom open and the door out into the hallway just to see how far I could get the smell to travel.
Oh my God, you were disgusting.
I was awful.
No wonder why you had 3 boys.
I guess. I mean, it's funny because I just couldn't believe that. Like when I think back to the dumb shit I did, and I always thought like. To me, it was just funny, and it was playful. It wasn't really hurting anybody.
Yeah.
But I always thought, like, if I had the really hot mom and somebody ran across the hall and picked up the couch cushion and sniffed it and then said, your mom was here, I think I would not be very happy with that. And yet I did that. And now, as I'm older, I go, it would be so funny if someone's grandmother had come to visit and then you ran in and did that.
Oh my
it would just
God.
be, just the juxtaposition would be funnier to me. I don't know. Anyway. I did want to talk, like, since it's just you and I, just some things that I think that maybe guys don't understand, or, I don't know, it sounds kind of stupid, but no, it does. It does a little bit. But, I mean, we always go into that men are from Mars, women are from Venus. And okay, there's just communication issues. I got it. But let me ask you this, because you are, I suppose, considered a single mom, right? And I guess there seems to be, I don't know, is there a double standard of some sort, do you think?
For single mom with what? Just like
life? I mean, what assumptions, what assumptions do you think people make? I mean,
I think that, I think that there's 2 different things. Single moms, hardworking.
Yeah.
Like, majority of the parenting still falls on them. But then I also think I am not shy to, on my kid-free weekends, to go out and about. And I have a friend who is recently divorced.
Yeah.
And on her kid-free weekends, that girl is everywhere. So I think that the double standard is like not being a good parent. And
Mama's a hoe.
Yeah. Yes. So there's definitely 2 sides to the story. Well, I remember when I met Joe, when he was like, single moms are boring. And I was like, you think that now, try to keep up with the lifestyle I lead. And he quickly changed his tune. But yeah, there is a lot that, I have 50-50 So
right.
the kids are with their dad
And
just as
important, too.
much.
Yeah.
And that's a huge difference. Even though my kid-free nights most of the week, I am at sporting events doing things, So it's not like my weeks I have free as much. But then on the kid-free weekends,
Yeah.
I do things.
Well, and I think that that's important, and it's a healthy lifestyle, a healthy balance.
But also, like, even when I have the kids, and they express this to me, they are so grateful that Joe and I do so much with them. On the weekends that we have them, they are active. We're doing experiences. We're going hiking with them. We take them to concerts. We take them on weekend getaways. So it's not like we're sitting around the house.
Was it harder without somebody like Joe? Without a partner? Like, was it harder when it was just you doing that?
I think it was harder because they were younger.
Oh, gotcha.
Not that it was I didn't have a partner. It was that it was younger. And Camden, when we talk about mental health, my little one, he struggles and he elopes, which is he runs away. So it was more just harder because to have to manage two different young kids on my own. But I would still go and do things with them. And my friend Renee, who we went through divorces at a similar time, we would do a lot with the two of us and all four of our kids together. And we still took them on vacations. I still took the kids on vacations, took them to a lot of local things, like Bands on the Bricks, those things downtown. We would always go and be active in that way.
Wow, you can say the same thing and it can land so differently, right? And we don't often think that way. And that's what I think sometimes misses with men. I'm not saying you got to be a pussy. That's not it. I'm saying be a guy, but maybe say it a little differently.
It's a new tone and delivery.
100%. Because you want to get laid? Or do you want to just fucking lay there and be pissed off because you're not getting laid? Yeah. It's kind of the way I look at it. I go, hey, I
mean, I have told Joe that I hate arguing with him, and I actually think I avoid more conflict with him because he has such a big, booming, angry voice when he's mad that it's right. Whereas I will say my ex was the docile, and so I definitely try to resolve conflict with him in a different way because, and I don't think he means to yell. It's just like, look at that man. Like he's just like,
Well, right. And the bigger you are, right?
Yeah.
The more intimidating you are.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's where, And I would say I did the same thing. I would be told by certain people, you're yelling at me. And I'd be like, I'm not yelling.
And that's what he says. He's like, no. I'm like, but your tone, just the way that you are. And so
like if a guy, let's say a guy and I'm working with a dude and he comes to me and says, this is it. I'll say, yeah, I get it. And it sucks, doesn't it? Because you don't think I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was simply expressing myself, which is what you want me to do, the way I know how. And I think I'm being softer than I normally would be. Seriously. And from there, I think my thing would be like, okay, so what do we do? How do we do this? And I wonder if sometimes going, you know what? I need to take a walk and then think in your head of how you can rephrase and say the same thing. So it comes out without the booming, which then makes you, revert back. And I think a lot of guys don't realize how big you are.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I never thought of myself as a big guy. People were like, no, you're a big guy by comparison to most. And I'm like, And so you see yourself one way, somebody sees yourself another way. And then in those moments where, what's Joe, 6'4"?
6'3".
6'3"? 6'3" guy, and he's like, even just gesticulating and using your hands to express emotion looks
scary.
Violent. I mean, it does. Sorry, dude.
I know.
It does. And that's the shit that all I'm saying is try to look at it as if it were a guy, if you were in a parking lot and you saw a guy doing that to a woman, would you leave? Would you stay there as a guy? Would you stay there just to see? I'm not saying call the cops.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, where's this going to go? Where's this going to go?
Yeah.
Right? Where's this going to go?
Yeah.
Because he's a big dude. That's exactly how my head would work.
Yep.
So now put it on yourself and try to see that. And it's not easy.
And again, it's not like who you end up with as a life partner is not your first relationship. So how did these people argue in past relationships?
Yeah.
Like what?
Well, I think a lot of times
did
the
they
people you marry,
Yeah.
I think at least when you're young, what's the most familiar?
Mm-hmm.
What's the most familiar? And so you find someone that would represent either one of your parents.
Yeah.
Right?
And he knows, other people know, if I am in a argument with someone, I don't like to escalate it. So I will be like, I need to chill.
Yeah.
We can talk about this in a day or in a few hours. Like
Right.
I don't like to, some people like to be like, no, let's hash it out right now or never go
but that's
to
when
bed angry.
Right,
and
but
I disagree with that.
Right.
I'm like,
you're right.
nope, I just need to calm down. I need to refocus. Like I'm feeling overwhelmed. I need to step away.
And that's where I think for some guys, it's like, I got to fix this.
Mm-hmm.
I got to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And then now she's avoiding me.
Well,
She
and
doesn't need today.
that literally,
She's fucking avoiding me, and I gotta fix this now, and I'm getting angrier and angrier and angrier, right? And now I can't figure it out. So if let's say it was just boyfriend, girlfriend, and you're going to your place, and then it's text, and it's it's text, and now you're writing things. You're putting things in writing that are emotional or emotionally charged, let's put it that way, or are coming or are motivated by emotions. Maybe that's a better way to say it. And even if it's things like, it can lead to, well, then fuck it. Let's just break up. Let's just end it. Hope you find what you're looking for without the word bitch in it. You know what I mean? And then you wind up in a bad spot. And a lot of times too, I will say that alcohol can fuel that shit like a fucking rocket ship, man. It really can. And I think if one thing, if you like the booze, is try to keep it on the rails as much as you can.
Argue when you're drunk.
No.
Oh, that's the worst.
No. Right. And you probably won't argue when you're high.
I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, all right, and I just don't think you do. But all those things it's interesting because it's interesting to hear your side of things too. I really appreciate you coming in today. And I love when conversations like this. And what I started to say, and I was going to say earlier, was when I worked with Tommy and Weeze had left and gone to another station, it was just he and I. And he was the funny guy. But I knew there was so much more to Tommy. Mm-hmm. I knew he was intelligent. And he liked reading, and he liked jazz music, and he loved travel. And so to me, to broaden the person and let the person be the many layers of who they are and let people know, I think is fantastic. And so while we talk a lot of dildos and vaginas and dicks and penis pictures and fucking around and going to sex clubs, I think there's also a very intelligent person who runs a business, is a mom, went through something that I would say can be probably labeled as traumatic, a divorce, and handling that and how you did it in what I think is a really, really amazing way. And I think those are also things that need to be highlighted and appreciated. So that's kind of what I wanted to do today. No, I really think that. And, Joe may think I'm hitting on you by saying it, but I'm really not. I'm just... Anyway, I know you got a lot going on. Your phone's been going off. Did I hold you too late?
No, just my mom and my sister. It's fine.
Okay. All right. I want to make sure everybody's all right. For Laura, I'm Bill Moran. We'll see you next time. Oh, yeah, don't forget, August 7th. August 7th. We'll see everybody there at the VFW 300 Macedon Road. Win yourself some tickets to the Hoochie GA Plus. Seems they were looking for a Cadillac with Tennessee plates. You never think you're going to need a personal injury attorney until you do. It's not something you plan for. 1 minute you're just living your life. Next thing you know, you're dealing with an accident, an injury, missed work, and a whole lot of stress you didn't ask for. And here's the truth. Insurance companies, they've got a plan. They know exactly what they're doing. The question is, do you? That's why if it's me, I'm calling Connors and Ferris. They know the system, they know how to fight, and more importantly, they know how to take care of people when things get messy. You're not just a case file to them. They walk you through it step by step and make sure you're not getting pushed around when you're already down. So if life throws you one of those moments, don't try to figure it out alone. Call Connors and Ferris or visit connorsandferris.com with offices in New York City, Syracuse, Rochester, and Buffalo. Because when it matters most, you want someone in your corner who actually knows how to win. Connors and Ferris. So, you think you've got better music knowledge than the people on Billified? Well, Friday night, August 7th, come prove it. We're taking our live Theme That Tune game to the Fairport VFW, 300 Macedon Center Road in Fairport. And you're invited to come play along.
It is Letters to Cleo.
Look at my man over there.
And this could be used as a movie one, too.
It could.
10 Things I Hate About You.
Here's how it'll work. We'll play 3 rounds. You get 5 points if you have the name of the artist, 5 more points for the correct title of the song, and 10 points if you also get the year.
What year do we have?
Wow.
I guess.
1997?
Oh, I guess 2013.
I said 2012.
It's 1999.
3 rounds. And here's the payoff. The winner of each round walks away with a pair of 3-day general admission plus passes to the Hoochie Festival, August 14th through the 16th, right here in Fairport. These aren't regular GA tickets. This is GA Plus, with access to the World of Whiskey experience with 20 complimentary tastings. The GA Plus Stage View Lounge, upgraded restrooms, prime views of the main stage. That's over $400 worth of tickets each round, and you can win them just by knowing your music. If you win, you head to Hoochie and you catch great bands like My Morning Jacket, Guster, Modest Mouse, and a whole lot more. So grab your friends, test your music knowledge, and find out if you're actually smarter than the loudmouths right here on Billified. Friday, August 7th, Fairport VFW, 300 Macedon Center Road. We'll see you there. Bring your ears and maybe your ego.